Hello there, my beautiful Sagittarius signs. It's Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. Today's video is all about you, Sagittarius. I hope you're having a great month. It is going to be a month about significant change occurring for the collective. A lot of introspective work is being done at this time. So if you're kind of in a hermit mode, this is just a confirmation message that you're not alone here, Sagittarius or Cross Watcher. Uh, you are doing the introspective work, and there are other people who are like-minded who are doing that work as well. So there is some major energetic shifts happening collectively because we are doing some very deep shadow work and very deep healing. Now, if something in this message resonates, I ask that you smash that like button. It helps my channel grow, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in a one-on-one coaching session, please feel free to reach out to me and I can get you scheduled for that. Or if you're interested in a tarot reading, I can do that for your personalized energy as well. Now, the tarot spread that I pull here is a traditional Celtic cross. I have Celtic origins, so it only seemed naturally fitting. And I do also, after the spread, I do an oracle reading. So I pull about 9 oracle cards for you from 9 different decks that I have that kind of usually those messages are cohesively tying the tarot together, and it's just additional guidance from your spirit guides or your angels or your ancestors, whatever you choose to believe in, if you choose to believe in that at all. Otherwise, it's just information coming in from the quantum realm or the ether, here sent here to guide you. So nothing is coincidence. Don't forget that. All right, Sagittarius, let's get started on your tarot. The first card I have for you when it comes to your situation was the Ace of Cups. This card is the this is my like hole in the bucket card. Like, you know that old song, like there's a hole in my bucket? That's the first thing that came to mind when I pulled this card, because what happens is when we go through trauma, when we go through toxic relationships, when we have negative experiences, which we all do. We're all human. We are not, no one is susceptible to just living in rainbows and butterflies all the time. But when we have those things we go through that create stress or trauma, it stays with us. It stays in our energetic body. It stays in our physical body until we're ready to kind of release that and heal from it. And sometimes we go through lifetimes where we're not able to do that work. Now, the Ace of Cups here is a divinely guided offer or an opportunity from Spirit to do some healing work for yourself, because you cannot fill your bucket if there's a hole in it. You cannot fill anyone else's cup unless your cup is full and overflowing first. That's what the Ace of Cups symbolizes to me. Now, the challenge here in what's crossing you in the Celtic cross is the Queen of Cups. So your challenge right now, Sagittarius, is to really hone in on this feminine energy of loving yourself. Maybe you've had a hard time trying to implement lifestyle habits or like choices that are good for you. Maybe you've had a really hard time even discerning what is good for you, because I'm speaking for myself here, but when I grew up in an environment that was very um, almost military like, where, you're told what to think, you're told what to do, you're told what to eat and when to eat it and how to eat it, and that you should be happy with the food that you have. And, you're given pretty much the bare minimum, but it's really just like an order. So I was raised in that sort of environment. So now that I'm older and I've done a lot of shadow work, I've gone through, a couple dark night of the souls, and I've been doing a lot of healing, and we're always healing. It never really ends. But as I've been doing the healing and the growth, I find myself questioning, like, what do I even like? What do I even like? Because I've never been given this opportunity until now, until, adulthood, to really decide for myself what it is I enjoy. And even in my past relationships, I would find myself just leaning into someone else's pleasures and their hobbies and their preferences, because I had basically no identity, because I was never given the option to create my own, because individuating and the type of environment that I was raised in was a very bad thing to do. And that was completely opposite of how life should be for anyone pursuing a healthy relationship, or a healthy family dynamic. So That's what's kind of your challenge right now, Sagittarius, but I do feel like the basis of the situation that you're kind of struggling at this time with is like, is the juice going to be worth the squeeze? Like, putting all this effort into myself, is it really going to be worth it? And the answer is yes. You have the seven of Pentacles here, which is a card that's all about like doing the inner work, the shadow work, putting the elbow grease into something, investing your time and efforts into something that's going to grow and be fruitful at some point in time. Maybe you're having a hard time seeing the future clearly, and you might be in a pessimistic mindset based on your past experiences. A lot of the times with ADHD people or people who are neurodivergent or basically non neurotypical people, they are very great at pattern recognition. But when you've had a history of repeat bad experiences, it kind of it's kind of like a Pavlov's dog thing. So you might even be feeling guilty about putting work and time and money and effort into yourself because that's what's been ingrained in you for such a very long time. So your challenge is to kind of overcome that by acknowledging some sort of truth. Ace of Swords is it's a conversation card, but it's also like it's a how can I say this? It's being honest with yourself here is what I feel like this is. This is kind of the past energy though. So it's like you've been trying to move out of this um, mindset that you were trained to believe into something new and something different by being honest with yourself and truly being introspective and doing a lot of healing and a lot of work. So this is the past card, but I do feel like it is actually currently kind of playing a role as well. It's because, you know, it's not a healing is not a linear process. It's kind of like grief. So usually when you go through healing, you're also grieving at the same time. You're grieving the past, you're grieving the potential of what was there that you may never have had. And the Ace of Swords is just being like in this state of radical acceptance of what happened to me was not okay. And I understand that and I know that now. And that's what's going to allow you to move forward. Now, your current energy here is the High Priestess. This is a card that's all about aligning with your highest self. This is about aligning with your inner gnosis, that deep knowing that we all carry inside of us. It's aligning to uh, a purpose that's going to bring you a lot of abundance. And the High Priestess card here is it's such a great card to have because this is like the ultimate feminine goddess energy. And a goddess is, you know, a lot of things. They are fierce, they are courageous, they are loving, they are kind, but they are just, and they can kind of flow into different facets of themselves when needed. Now, your near future here is the Page of Wands. I feel like a lot of you Sagittarians are going to be throwing yourself into some new creative venture. This is basically a time to pursue your creative passions. The Page of Wands is a new opportunity. So pages are all about the new beginnings. Wands is usually like whatever lights your fire. It's about creative ventures, and that's what's going to help you funnel and transmute some of this past carnage. Now, the next card I have for you is like, what are you to do in this situation? What can you do at this time? What's in your control? And you have the Two of Wands here. Again, another fiery card. This is all about creative. This Two of Wands is a portal. It's a choice, a fork in the road, basically, where you can choose to repeat old patterns, excuse me, or you can choose to make a plan for your future. You know, in this card, the person has the world in their hands. So it's kind of up to you which way you would like to go. And I do feel like you're choosing to educate yourself because the Hierophant card came out. And this card is how are people perceiving you at this time, Sagittarius? And I do feel like they are usually this is a very traditional card when the Hierophant comes out, but it's also a very like studious card. So people see that you're trying to heal yourself. They see that you're learning something new and that you're really absorbing the knowledge. And maybe perhaps your opportunity here with this Page of Wands and this creativity thing that's happening is maybe you're going to be a teacher, because the Hierophant card is all about teaching. Like he has two students here at the bottom, and he's showing them the way, essentially. So I do feel like there's going to be something where you're going to help other people for sure. Now, the next card I have for you is your hopes and fears. You have a lot of fire energy in your cards here, Sagittarius, because that's the third wand card I have, which is all about creativity and things. Now, with the Six of Wands being in your hopes and your fears, it's like you are looking forward to success, but you're also a bit scared of it. Because Six of Wands is about victory, it's about celebrating yourself, but like I feel like this is brand new territory for you, Sagittarius, and you're not really sure what to do. Like I know that seems a little bit silly, but I do feel like it's a like victory is going to taste sweet, but it's like a bittersweet thing where maybe you're a little bit apprehensive about how successful you have the potential to be. But again, I feel like that goes back to what people told you you were worth, or what people told you to think about yourself. And I do feel like you're shifting out of that mindset, because your outcome card here is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is a cool, calm, collected queen. She's also a very pious queen, but she is a she's a powerhouse of strength, but she is also her sword can slice through people like butter, okay? This is a sword of morality, not superiority, but of high ethics and high morals and justice and truth. And truth is the highest vibration. And if you're being authentic and true to yourself, which is what this outcome card is basically, like she's a very authentic queen, you will have success. Now, some I pulled a clarifier on that, and I actually pulled two clarifiers, because the first card that came out was the Devil card, which I thought was a bit of a strange clarifier for the Queen of Swords. But then when I sit with the energy, I kind of see what Spirit wants me to show you. So the Devil card clarifying the Queen of Swords means like you're afraid. You're afraid of maybe people will think that you're cold, or maybe you're being rash, because the Knight of Swords came out, and the Knight of Swords is a fast moving energy about being very uh, you're like jumping in the pool basically. So you didn't dip your toe, you didn't check the water, you just jumped right in, and people are afraid of you in a way, because you're so adaptable and willing to change and pivot on a dime, that it's a little bit frightful. But that's okay, because sometimes people have to be scared of you in order for your message to be received fully. Because a lot of the time, I find people are afraid of change, and that's when they see someone else changing, they may not want them to change, because they are unable to vibrate higher or meet you at that level, and there might be a misunderstanding when it comes to your connections in your real life, because of the shifts that are happening for you. And that's normal, Sagittarius, because if people cannot vibrate with you on the same frequency, they either try to drag you back down to their level, or you have to choose to kind of leave them behind. And I do feel like that's what's happening here. Now, in your subconscious, Sagittarius, you have the Hermit card. Again, this is about shadow work. This is about introspection and reflection. This is about the dark night of the soul, the ego death. You're breaking off little bits and pieces of yourself that no longer serve you, so then you can align with this like high priestess energy. And a lot of you might be tapping into your clair abilities, your like witchy gifts. And if you're a dude watching this, a guy, you have access to those abilities as well. This is not just a feminine energy, because we all have equal amounts of feminine and masculine inside of us. That's just the duality of this reality, and it is energies fluid. So keep that in mind. Now, Sagittarius, that's all I had when it came to tarot. If you feel like you've gotten your message and that's all you needed to hear today, then cool. Thanks for being here. Again, smash that like button. It helps my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in the Oracle cards, I'm going to move on and pull those and just kind of see what comes out with that energy. Wow, okay. For some of you, you're definitely a chosen one, because you have the I am protected card, which means not only are you divinely guided, there's a lot of interdimensional beings that are here to help you and protect you and help you align. And I do feel like tapping into that high priestess energy is going to be beneficial at this time. So if you can really focus on activating your third eye or your crown chakra, that's going to help shift you faster. So if you're like, I don't know what a third eye chakra is, I don't know how to activate my crown chakra, make sure you check out my videos about third eye and crown chakra, because those will probably be very important to you at this time. Interesting. Okay, you have the number 18 card called Corruption. It says, corruption, something dark under the surface of life, manifesting as patterns of negative experience. This comes from our past, our parents, and our culture. It's time to examine these old patterns to understand where they come from and believe that you can tend to the growing seeds of change in your life. What is behind this trouble, and what is the hidden cause? Wow. Wow. Wow, Sagittarius. This is, yeah, the Queen of Swords. You might be feeling cold and calculated because a lot of people in your life are telling you that this is bad, that change is bad, and they don't agree with it. And that's based on their own indoctrinated beliefs. And typically, when you believe in, let's just say, the traditional religion and state as it's presented in at least the Western culture, it's mostly coming from a state of fear. Now, do I believe in Christ consciousness? Absolutely. Do I believe in religion in the way that it's sold to the masses? 1,000% no, because of the corruption that's housed in um, the corruption that's housed that's based on fear. I don't like the fear mongering. I don't think that's a positive way to get people to do your bidding. And I do feel like you're breaking free from that mindset that maybe you have been raised to believe was good. And, you know, there's good in everyone and everything if you know where to look. Now, you have two cards here when it comes to the Moon Oracle. A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. I do feel like that's tied to that Ace of Cups card there, Sagittarius. I've personally been getting this card a lot in my readings, so I know it's because you've been doing the shadow work and the healing, and that involution is reflecting out as evolution, and it's changing and shifting your mindset when it comes to love, giving love and receiving love, and it's you're probably going out of this attitude based on serving someone else. You're probably shifting from a mindset where you spent your time serving someone else and you thought that was love, when in fact it was most likely some sort of form of limerence, and it was never reciprocated in a way that was beneficial for you. Now, the next card I have is New Moon in Taurus. Prosperity lies ahead. Again, I do feel like that's tied to that Seven of Pentacles energy, where it's like, is the juice going to be worth the squeeze? And the answer is yes. Yes here. You also might have some Taurus in your chart, so that might be a message. I know that's a message for me because I have a Taurus moon. So now the next card I have is about your intuition and developing your intuitive skills. So this card is develop. It says sit with color. What intuitive feelings do you get from each color, and is a favorite color guiding you? Write down anything, write down notes, and see where it takes you. Now, color is significant. Before I got on this reading, I actually felt drawn to this pyrite. This is fool's gold, basically. I used to have one of these when I was a kid, and I loved it because I thought it was real gold. And I don't know what happened to it. And then I just found this one not too long ago, and I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. So you might be drawn to the color gold. It's a very healing color. If well, let me pull a chakra card and see what kind of chakra spirit wants you to work on, because usually your chakras are going to align with a certain color, and that is going to be probably beneficial for you to work on. Interesting. Okay, you have the throat chakra, which is the blue chakra, and this one is the workaholic card. So this is about not only just doing general work, but this is about creativity and passion, because there's a grape and a raisin in this picture, or a prune and a plum, I'm not really sure. But it's about somebody teaching someone else how to do something, and it's art, creating art. So I do feel like maybe if you have been interested in taking some sort of class or signing up for something, you have the Hierophant. That's all about study. That's all about new things and broadening your horizons. So that's a sign to go ahead and sign up for that thing that you've maybe been debating. Now I have two more cards for you, Sagittarius, and then that's going to conclude the reading. This deck is called My Power of Love deck. It's by James Von Praagh. I love all of his books. He's a very well-known medium, psychic medium, and yeah, he has a lot of great information. But this deck is just a little bit of a message from Spirit. It says acceptance. You are ready to release control of situations or people and lovingly embrace the rhythms of life. Again, I feel like this ties to that Ace of Swords, the radical acceptance of the past and moving forward and knowing like you can't change the past, but you can direct your future and with what you have now. Now the last card, Sagittarius, is from my Wisdom Oracle deck. Okay. You have Yin, which is all about that feminine energy. So really lean into that feminine energy because that was totally your challenge here with the Queen of Cups. It's really learning how to love yourself and how to express that love in a healthy manner and just really diving deep into this like goddess side of yourself, which we all have internally. So very cohesive message, Sagittarius. I couldn't have pulled those better if I wanted to. So hopefully this message helped. If it did, again, smash that like button. It helps my channel grow. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for just being with me on your healing journey. It means a lot to me. Tarot has changed my life in so many positive ways, more so than any other modality of self-help or healing has. So hopefully this message resonated for you out there. If you're interested in a one-on-one coaching session, please feel free to reach out to me. If you're interested in a personalized tarot reading, I can do that as well. But I will see you next time.